a ship was found drifting alone in the Atlantic Ocean. Its cargo was still there. The captain's belongings were still there. Food and water were still on board. But every person was gone. No bodies, no final message, no clear sign of violence. And more than 150 years later, the mystery of the Mary Celeste still has no certain answer. In December of 1872, another ship spotted the Mary Celeste sailing strangely in the Atlantic. At first, it looked like an ordinary vessel, but something was wrong. The ship was moving without control. When a boarding party climbed onto the deck, they found silence. There was no captain, no crew, no family. The people who had been aboard had vanished. The Mary Celeste had left New York in November of 1872. Its destination was Genoa, Italy. On board were Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their young daughter Sophia, and a small crew. The ship was carrying barrels of industrial alcohol. It was not a treasure ship. It was not a military ship. It was a working vessel, crossing the ocean like many others. But somewhere during that voyage, something happened. When the ship was discovered, it was still seaworthy. It was damaged, but not destroyed. There was water inside the ship, but not enough to sink it. The cargo was still there. The crew's personal items were still there. The captain's cabin had not been looted. There was no sign of a violent struggle. But one important thing was missing. The lifeboat was gone. This detail made the mystery even darker. It suggested that the people on board may have left the ship voluntarily. But why would an experienced captain abandon a vessel that was still floating? Captain Briggs was not known as a reckless man. He was experienced, religious, and careful. He had his wife and child with him. He would not have ordered everyone into a small lifeboat unless he believed the Mary Celeste was in serious danger. So what did he see? Some believed the crew feared an explosion. The ship was carrying alcohol, and some barrels were later found empty. Maybe fumes leaked into the hold. Maybe the crew smelled danger. Maybe they believed the ship could explode at any moment. If Captain Briggs thought the Mary Celeste was about to blow apart, he may have ordered everyone into the lifeboat. But if that happened, why did they never return? Another theory is that the ship was caught in bad weather. A storm may have made the captain believe the vessel was sinking. With water in the hold, broken equipment, and rough seas, panic could have taken over. The crew may have left too soon. Then the lifeboat may have been separated from the ship. In the open Atlantic, that would have been a death sentence. Others have suggested piracy, but this explanation does not fit well. The cargo was not stolen. The ship was not stripped. Valuable items were still on board. If pirates attacked, why leave so much behind? Some people imagined sea monsters, curses, or supernatural forces. The Mary Celeste became a legend because the empty ship felt impossible to explain. A vessel without people, a journey without an ending, a disappearance without a body. But the truth may have been simpler and more tragic. A captain saw danger. He ordered everyone to leave, and the sea took them before they could return. The Mary Celeste was eventually brought to port. Investigators studied the ship. They asked questions. They looked for signs of crime, but no answer was ever proven. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their daughter Sophia, and the crew were never seen again. Their final moments remain unknown. What they feared is unknown. Where the lifeboat went is unknown. And why a ship still capable of sailing was abandoned in the middle of the ocean remains one of history's most haunting maritime mysteries. The Mary Celeste did not sink. It did not burn. It did not disappear. The ship survived, but the people aboard were gone forever. And that is why, even today, the Mary Celeste remains the ghost ship that history never fully explained.